This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV Radio.
Hello everyone! Another Friday evening in the States and of course, lunchtime in the Philippines. Maraming salamat po dun sa mga nagtatanghalian at you guys would be listening to us today. And this is so exciting for me because our guest is so special and I'll tell you more about it. But those people who've been asking us, yung pong gustong manood, we are live right now on Facebook, also on YouTube, and then you could also hear us on Spotify and iTunes. And those people who are not able to join us today or tonight, you could watch also the replay. May replay po to, and also it's on the archive. So you could log on to www.phlbradio.com, or you could just go on our Facebook page and YouTube, and soon we will be on Roku as well. And those sa mga may high-tech, you could always, and you have Alexa, you just say, Alexa, play PHLB radio, and then you could hear us. And it's streaming live as well. So anyway, itong guest natin, I was hoping talaga that his schedule will be freed up because he's always busy, and you'll know why. A lot of you, when we posted the promo poster, were already texting me, and they're asking if this is the guy, the matinee idol daw, nung 80s and 90s. And so, of course, yung iba sa inyo, they even send pictures kung siya nga yun. Sabi nila, we see him once in a while sa mga special corporate events, and sometimes mga nag-guest lang siya, especially pag mga Philippine delegation and stuff like that. So hindi na siya masyadong active in the singing world, and we'll ask him about that. And now, and he's also managing some talents, and of course, being the business unit head of Stages Production Specialist Inc. And we'll know more about it, and we'll ask him to do that. But one of the things that is most important is he is still in my book, and a lot of people's books. They're saying that he is still the accomplished recording artist, actor, writer, ano pa ba? And he has accomplished so much. He's the first Filipino who did yung sa ano niya. Well, firstly, ang dami rin niya, and a lot of you who would go to musicals in the Philippines, you'll see him. He did, and I saw him personally when I was in Manila. He did Little Mermaid with Casey Concepcion, and I saw him there personally. Pero hindi pa kami masyado magkakilala noon. And that was one of the production that I saw him live, and it was amazing. Siya si Nickelodeon or something, and then nakalbo siya doon. And we'll talk more about that. Okay, so without much further ado, kasi excited talaga yung mga tao makita itong guest natin. Ladies and gentlemen, Carlo Orosa, or better known in the industry as Carlo Orosa. Hi, Carlo! Good evening!
Hey!
Or good afternoon!
Good afternoon! Good afternoon dito sa
Finally.
Pilipinas. I know, finally. Thank you so much for having me. It's always my pleasure to connect with our kababayans abroad and of course worldwide, kasi alam naman natin na pinapanood ka sa buong mundo, Josh, because of your program. So
yeah, it's global, and so a lot of people, ito na, sila Alexander Francisco is watching already. Si Chris J. Marcos is watching from Laguna. So, dumarating na isa-isa. Kasi lagi sila ako confused to sa show na to. It's either 1 o'clock, kasi I have another show tomorrow at 1 o'clock in your country, in the Philippines, and then 12 o'clock here. Anyway,
busy ka.
Pandemic kasi, wala tayong project, hindi kayo makalipad eh.
Tama.
Well, firstly, how are you? Are you vaccinated already?
I am not yet vaccinated. In fact, as early as March, I have had the heart because I knew from the very beginning na medyo yung gobyerno natin medyo hirap kumuha ng vaccines, di ba?
Very
So
challenging, yes.
yes, so ang ginawa ko through our company stages, nag-purchase kami kasi the government inopen na rin naman nila ang pag-purchase ng vaccines from other countries. And it so happened that I connected myself with through a friend of mine in a company called IP Biotech, who rolls out these vaccines from India called Covaxin.
Yeah. Wow. Yes.
Yes, Covaxin is 85 para akong nagpo-promote ng Covaxin, di ba? Pero 85% efficacy, and study shows that it is very effective for all variants including the Delta variant.
Pero nakakuha na ba yan yung emergency permit na normally even in the States, you have to have that permit from the government for it to be administered?
Yes, last June 9, it was approved by DOH and the FDA here in the Philippines. So nabigyan na siya ng EUA, Emergency Use Authorization. And so I was able to gather a lot of people, not just from our company, but from our sister companies and those affiliated to us. Kasi talagang kulang yung vaccine talaga. Meron ngang mga LGU na nagba-vaccine ngayon pero isa pa lang ang job. Hindi nila alam kailan darating yung next job, di ba? And right now I think it's less than 3% pa lang ang nabavaccinate sa Philippines. So the government opened the opportunity. Yeah, the government opened the opportunity for the private companies to do these purchases. Of course, there are a lot of steps to purchase, and since April hanggang ngayon hindi pa dumarating. July na ngayon, di ba?
Pero wala bang yan? Hindi katulad ng like we're very familiar with Pfizer and Moderna. There's always a protocol on storage. Kailangan frozen siya. Is that almost the same as that?
Ang sabi kahit sa ordinary ref, pwede. Hindi kailangan below zero. Hindi kailangan.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yes. And you know what, Josh? Now, I found out na lahat pala ng mga bakuna natin from time immemorial ay galing pala talaga ng India. India pala talaga ang pinagagalingan ng mga bakuna natin sa Philippines, since yung mga polio, yung mga lahat ng mga bakuna na tinuturok sa mga Pilipino since way back decades galing pala talaga sa India. So India pala talaga is such a very well-developed country for I mean, they're more scientific than us, I suppose.
Sayang lang kasi it has to happen yung nangyari sa kanila before they come up with this one, di ba?
I know.
Yeah,
so
just sad. But,
but we were told that hopefully by the end of July we would have these vaccines and we'll start. And by that time siguro, once na mabakuna na ako, I can go back to the States na.
Wait, pero pa-check mo kasi recently I was told by the US government na they only recognized for now three vaccine company. Checkin mo Johnson & Johnson's, Pfizer and Moderna, meaning if you're coming from different countries, you have to have either those three or you'll need to be quarantined. And I know for a fact that two friends, Sinovac from Manila, they came here kasi meron sila multiple visa recently lang, and they were required to quarantine. Hindi sila like pero kung meron din akong dumating 2 weeks ago, Pfizer naman siya. He was one of those lucky one. Dire-diretso siya kasi nga may record na lagay Pfizer. Check mo rin kung ito yung sinabi mo from India will be part of that. Oh, good.
Actually,
that's awesome.
Yes. Actually, itong Bharat Biotech from India is seeking the approval from the WHO to be exactly that, to be accredited as a worldwide vaccine accepted worldwide. Because I think it's already being used in I think around 18 countries from around the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
And no side effects. So far, the oldest, I think, a 98-year-old, the Prime Minister of India
took it months ago, and he's okay. And he's like,
Yeah.
I think he's in his 70s or 80s, something like that. So
Right.
yeah, so safe naman, safe naman. And we went through a series of briefings from IP Biotech here in the Philippines. Ang dami kong inattend na mga Zoominars.
Yeah.
Kasi
to make sure.
syempre, to make sure that we have all the details and the procedures, how the inoculation will, the procedure will happen once it arrives in the Philippines.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's good to know. So at least hopefully once you get those, then kasi here, kami relax na eh. Venues are opening up slowly.
Oo nga, kaya mga artista, lahat umaalis na ng Pilipinas. Sina Sharon, sina Martin Pop, si Jaya, they're all leaving because they're all going to the States.
Bea arrived a couple of days ago. Piolo is here with Alexandra.
To promote their Netflix.
Medyo maluwag na. So hopefully Q4, Q1 of next year, parang walang nangyari. Alam mo yun?
Parang wala nangyari.
Ito, meron dito, sabi ni si Desi Santos, gwapo pa rin po si Carlo.
Ay, thank you naman po. Bakit dati ba hindi?
Hindi, ano raw ang secret mo? Parang walang pagbabago. Parang you're not aging.
Only
Stem cell
Bello.
ba yan?
Only Bello touches my skin. Hello, Dr. Vicky Bello.
No,
really. Vicky Bello, I have to thank Vicky Bello because every 2 years I get to go to her clinic and she does this thermage and all these procedures to tighten my skin.
Wow.
And so I'm already 55. Just to inform everybody, I just turned 55 this Feb.
Wow.
Yeah.
55 and still looking like what? Late 30s? Early 30s?
I wish. Salamat, Doktora.
Ang tanong nila, bakit daw you're not active na in the music scene? Especially now that there's so many, the Martins of the world, Gary, kasi alam ko, si Ogie, hindi mo contemporary, ang contemporary mo ata, yung asawa ni Jessa, di ba? Si Ding Dong. Tapos contemporary mo ba si Jeffrey Hidalgo? Yung ba yung mga
No, ang kabatch ko talaga sina Francis M, Ogie, Manilyn Reynes, sina Jano Gibbs, sina Richard Reynoso. Yan, sila yung mga contemporary ko ng mga late 80s, early 90s.
Okay, kasi ang tanong nila, like what I was telling them earlier, not only you're a recording artist, you are an actor, you are a writer. You still write for Philippine Star, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, tapos ano ka pa? You do all this. You do all this
talent management.
Tapos definitely talent manager or management ka ng mga artists, which we'll talk about in a minute. Ang tanong nila, was that a personal choice, Carlo, na parang ilagay mo muna sa back burner ng singing or by invitation only?
You know what? When I started talent management, actually our first talent was Christian Bautista in 2003. I was still very active in the business. I was active on stage, doing musicals. I was appearing on television. I was doing sitcoms, series. I was doing all that. I was pretty much in the mainstream. And then, nung nangyari yung Christian Bautista sa stages, nung sumikat siya, I guess all my time started parang naging more demanding yung oras ko sa talent management. And I got really excited kasi it's somehow kasi talagang pumutok si Christian
even in
when
Asia,
he was in Southeast Asia. So everything happened so fast for him and I was trying to catch up. It was just really basically me pushing him and representing him. Of course, our office stages, we were really a company that were doing events. We were events organizing company, Stages Production Specialists Inc. So bagong-bago pa lang yung talent management, and I was the only one running the department in our company.
Wow.
And so what made it exciting was it became very easy kasi my being in the business, my being entrenched in the business for a lot of years made it easy for me to manage artists. So because I knew a lot of producers, I knew a lot of directors, script writers,
Of course, you know the network.
photographers,
Oo.
yeah, the network heads, production heads, directors. I knew all these people, so parang it was so easy to market the artists that we began managing. Kasi after Christian Bautista, because of his success, ang daming mga ibang ang daming kumatok sa company namin.
Oo,
Isa
di
na
ba?
doon si Karil.
Sam
Yes, and
Concepcion.
then Sam Concepcion, Enrique Hill,
Marisette Amon.
Morissette, of course, and then of course the last how many years the company. And then parang nag-niche kami sa mga singers kasi a lot of singers started trusting our ability to manage their careers. And so thankfully, nag-survive kami even through this pandemic. Ang dami namin nagawa for our artists. Of course, hindi kasing busy as nung pre-pandemic, no? But they're stable. I'd like to think that they're stable, they're busy because what the pandemic did was really connect us even more to one another. Parang mas naging konektado tayo sa isa't isa because of the internet, because of the Zooms.
Correct.
For some reason,
Different
for some weird reason, ngayon pa nagka-pandemic, ngayon pa tayo mas naging connected with each other, di ba? Who would think na magkakaroon tayo ng interview na ganito lang kadali. Dati to have a meeting or to have a show, ang daming meetings na kailangan gawin, ang daming kailangan i-organize para mabuong isang show. Ngayon, parang isang ganun lang, may show ka na. Parang ang dali, di ba?
Yeah.
Yun.
Yung lang talaga, ang downside lang talaga, as you observe, iba pa rin yung face-to-face na performance ng artist. Kahit
True.
That's why kahit na may mga online performances, you've been here with us, 'di ba? Pakita talaga yung iba yung, and it's also for the artist na iba yung reception, yung binabato sa kanila, 'di ba? Pag kumanta, nagsisigawan, tapos they want of course the pictures with the artist, 'di ba? Iba pa rin.
Yun lang. Iba yung physically nasa harap ka ng audience kasi ang performer talaga kaya rin siya gumagaling at kaya siya performer kasi kumukuha siya ng energy from the audience. Kung anong binibigay sa kanya ng audience, yun yung binabalik niya sa audience na mas gumagaling siya sa performance niya, mas bumibirit siya ng mataas, mas nakakatuwa siyang panoorin kasi kung ano yung energy na binibigay ng physical audience, yun yung binabalik ng artist sa mga tao.
Correct.
So, yun
Kaya
yung magic ng live performance.
I know that's why we cannot wait for you guys to come back and do shows kasi nagsisimula na si Il Divo is doing a concert already in October. Si Sting is doing a concert in September. Bruno Mars is doing late August. So, pero Vegas muna sila kasi Vegas is very open. Nakita ko yung finalist ng American Idol na Pilipino, si Francisco Martin. He's touring. Yes.
He's touring the US.
Yeah.
He's going through. Yeah.
Oo.
Nakakaingit ang US. Sobrang nakakaingit kasi sino ba nagsabi? Parang ang binabakuna 1 million per hour. Parang ganun. Ganun karami na babakuna dyan.
Wala nang schedule. You just walk in. Walk in na lang. And even our swab test, free. Like, I just went to another state, kailangan requirement. So I just went to CVS or another store and it's free. And I got within 24 hours. I like, but it is what it is. Everything will change. Now,
well, you know what?
Yeah,
sige. Well, you know what? I think if I just may add to that, what the US is showing the world is hope. Parang if it can happen in the US, it can happen to any part of the world, di ba? So for that, we'd like to applaud the United States for doing its job and showing to the world na it's really it can happen. It's possible. We can go back to normal that quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before we go to the other questions I have, and they sent me, Josephine Castillo is watching from Katipunan. Ninita Marcos is watching as well. Tapos, hi, Kuya Josh and Sir Carlo. Then Ray Tigno, hi, Carlo. Can't wait to see you again.
Oh, my
Stay safe.
cousin. He's my cousin.
Oh, hi,
He lives... Nasa Sacramento siya. Kasama niya yung mom ko. My mom is in Sacramento right now. She's staying with my aunt from my father's side. So she's there. She's been there since the lockdown. Di siya makauwi. She's kind of stuck there, and we're stuck.
Well, it's better. Honestly, it's better, especially if you're on the older side or mature side to be here. Kasi mas I don't want to say safer, pero yung healthcare is much ideal.
I know. My mom is telling me every time she goes for a checkup sa doctor, everything is free. Her medication, her tests. It's crazy. Kaya, you know.
Well, you never know. Maybe in our lifetime, we'll see that also in Manila or in the Philippines.
Hopefully, yes. Let's pray for that.
Okay, ang question nila, Carlo, you have, with all these many hats that you're wearing, which one is your most favorite and which one is your least favorite?
Nako, performing talaga is still the core in my heart. There's nothing like performing for an audience. In fact, the last show I did before the lockdown in March last year was a very successful run of Joseph the Dreamer with Sam Concepcion playing Joseph at the Maybank Theater, which is just across my place.
Trumpets yan, di ba?
Trumpets, yes.
It was by trumpet.
Yes, it was so successful. We had like, I think, 6 plus another added 3 more shows. I think close to 10 shows, and we were sold out. Every show was sold out, and I think it's because of the message of the play. Of course, diba? It's about hope, and it's about the pandemic also. Parang I don't know, blessing in disguise talaga na the show was so relevant during that time. And plus, of course, yung president niya na it had a lot of following through the last 2 or 3 decades. Ang daming nanonood. We even had a Joseph the Dreamer version where Gary Valenciano played the Joseph.
Yes. Now, did you play the same role? Kasi alam ko part ka nung original and part ka rin nung yung return Did you play Benjamin pa rin?
I did not play Benjamin this time because I think I'd be too old. I'm too old to play Benjamin because Benjamin was a young boy during the time in the story that we told Joseph the Dreamer. But I played the Pharaoh. I played the Pharaoh.
Oh, okay.
It's a cameo, and it's a comedic. It was a comedic role, and I say it's a cameo because there were only like 3 or 4 scenes, but it was a very important scene because it tested Joseph's ability to interpret dreams. So Joseph had to interpret my dreams, and he was able to. And the Pharaoh saw the greatness of Joseph, and he made him second in command in the end of the story. So it was very enjoyable. I really loved, and I had the most costume. Every labas ko may costume akong bago.
Teka muna, so performing pa rin ang most favorite mo. What about your least favorite?
My least favorite. Oh my God. I can't really say what my least favorite job is at the moment, but siguro yung wala akong maisip Wala akong maisip na the least favorite. Lahat ng ginagawa ko talaga I really enjoy. I really enjoy managing talents, doing the marketing. I'm also an investor. I'm also, I do a lot of things And even during this pandemic, hindi ako humihinto to learn new things of
And
what
that's
I
good.
can do. Yeah. Dapat
Yeah.
talaga. YouTube is a wonderful thing to
Ay,
have.
tell me about it. Yeah. Saka ang
Yeah,
daming
yeah.
ngayon, ang daming platform. As a matter of fact, I was just listening this morning. Meron pang, I didn't even know about it. It's Sessions. Have you heard of that? There's Kumu and there's Sessions.
Sessions. Okay, we have
Yeah.
stages sessions.
Yeah, pero ito
Meron
session.
kaming,
Ano siya,
oh,
platform
okay.
siya parang Kumu, and you give gifts, virtual gifts. And it's really
Oh,
talagang
yeah.
professional singers.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think Ian is there. Christian is there daw. Sabi sa akin ng isang singer. Kasi
Okay.
I know Christian is in Kumu and FB Live.
Christian
I've
is
seen him.
very active in Kumu. In fact, he recruited a lot of artists.
Yes.
He recruited a lot. He introduced a lot of artists to join Kumu kasi nitong ang pandemic at wala masyadong shows, ang mga artists, nakikita mo, nagti-TikTok lang, pero at least with Kumu, they're able to earn.
Yes. Earn
They're
at the
able
same
to earn.
time, hindi kinakalawang yung gifts nila.
Tama,
Kasi they're
tama,
able to
tama.
sing. I think, kasi I'm very active in different platforms. I'm just a gifter. Pero ang ginagawa ko, doon ko nakikita na there's some songs na hindi nila ordinaryong kinakanta. And
Tama.
they're testing it. They're testing the waters. Pag kunyari, magra-rap, na hindi naman siya rapper, pero makikita mo parang testing the water.
So, marami siyang na-recruit na mga GMA artists at saka mga artists din namin kagaya ni na Morissette, ni na Sam, lahat sina Tim, nagkukumo sila lahat.
Yeah.
So, it's a way for them to connect to the fans and they get to earn while they're doing it,
Yes,
diba?
kasi for every million dias, and we had a guest who's making 50 million pag may campaign. And it's one of the very, very active. He was our guest two weekends ago. Nag-50 million siya. Yeah. So
that's wonderful.
We learned, yung mga nakikinig, we learned that for every million, you get 20,000 pesos. So imagine kung 10 million yan, that's 100,000. Oh,
that's wonderful.
Yeah, di ba? Nakabili na siya ng 3 condos, may mga negosyo
na
siya. I mean, yeah, it's amazing. Anyway,
it's amazing.
You're handling artists, right? And based on what I know, you're definitely Christian Bautista because I always see you when Christian is guesting in some shows abroad. Recently I know you handle Morissette as well, right? And I know definitely Sam. Is it Karil also part of your? Kumbaga ito yung.
Karil hindi na. We don't manage Karil anymore or Enrique. But we also manage Jessica Sanchez, who is based in San Diego.
Yes.
We also manage Nanette Inventor.
Oh, I love Nanette.
Yeah, the company.
Yes,
we have wonderful actresses like Sheila Valderrama, who played most of the leads in all the musicals.
Super galing.
Yeah,
I saw
super
her also
galing.
in the Little Mermaid. Incidentally, dapat i-revive yung Little Mermaid. Yung version that was such a good production. Kasi I was partner with Andre. And
you know what?
So we brought the show.
Yeah, that launched the career of Casey Concepcion and Karil.
Yes.
Yeah, because nung hindi pa sila artista noon, I think si Casey was starting to become a celebrity because of
right after
of her
marriage.
modeling. Because of her modeling. Kasi she became a model for Human.
Yes.
It was a sister company of Bench. And then Karil naman, you know, she just auditioned, and we heard that she was the daughter of Jaja, and of course we never heard of her because she just went through the door and just auditioned. Pareho sila ni Casey during the time.
Yeah.
Ang dami nag-audition din noon na mga artista like sina Rica Paralejo, nag-audition din. Sino pa ba? I think even Tony Gonzaga auditioned for a part when she was. Yeah.
You guys need to revive because yung costume niya. Kasi I was amazed. I was 'di ba, binili namin yung one of the shows. Grabe, yung pagkagawa ng buntot, 'di ba? Parang honestly, that was a long time ago, pero I coming from here didn't expect na parang almost close to Broadway na. Kasi yung
those costumes were executed by the Batuk Toys, Liz, and I forgot the husband, the Batuk Toys. And actually, after nung Little Mermaid na yun, kasi it made such an impact because of its costumes. All of a sudden, nakita namin, all of a sudden they got employed sa GMA to do the costumes for Encantadia, for Mulawin. So,
ang galing, di ba? Yung pag nagsuswim sila, parang totoo kasi naka-roller skates.
Yeah,
ang galing. Ang galing. Yeah, that was good. And,
before Disney staged its own version of The Little Mermaid, nauna yung sa amin. And we were proud to say that our version was written, adapted by two Filipino writers, Jaime Del Mundo and Luna Inosian.
And even the CD that you gave to the one sold to the public and gave to yung mga investors, to this day I still play them, and those are well-written songs. So sabihin mo na sabihin mo sa trumpets, you guys need to revive it kapag okay na lahat. I think it's good for the kids.
Yes,
there's so much lesson to be learned. Diba?
The music was written by Lito Villarreal, who is now in LA.
In New York.
In New York. Lito and arranged by Mon Faustino. And there were other songwriters, I believe. I just can't remember right now. But what we're very proud about that production was that it was produced by all Filipinos.
I know, that's why it's easier. It's easier to, I would assume, mas madali yung, especially now with the lots of talents now, especially that pwedeng exhibit yung kanilang mga ano.
It also launched the career of Carol Banawa because she played the Little Mermaid.
Na.
Yes. So yung now, mermaid namin naka ano yun lumilipad yun Parang nagsuswim siya. Naka-harness.
Kasi I was expecting, coming from here, I was expecting, typical high school production. I was floored, to be honest. Yeah. And I was telling Ruben then at saka si Andre, we need a good choice. Bakit isa lang ang nabili nating show? Kasi parang you were selling it for investors per show. Yeah. Sold out yung amin, and us was even a matinee, yun na lang available during that time. It was a matinee, it was sold out. Hindi man siya yung gala
Yeah. Babalik yan, Josh, wag kang mag-alala. Babalik yan. At babalik kami sa show mo para i-promote namin.
Sige, tapos I want to usap tayo offline on I would like to buy some show.
Bibili ka ulit ng show.
Kasi that was really good show. Bago pala ma-produce. Now, segue yon. Because of these talents, si Christian, si Morissette, si Sam, meron ka ba, do you play favorites? Another question yan.
Wala naman. Wala namang favorites.
Ano ba ito? Politically correct? Parang nag-isip ka ng konti, Carlo.
Alam mo, I only, I only move in the direction of the artist. Whatever the artist is doing at the moment, yun yung parang sinasabayan ko. I help them promote it. I help them, I help them along with it. So, yes, it's hard to manage. I think we have like 13 artists. We have also independent mga indie musicians like sina Chelly San Luis. We have Bullet Dumas. We have Gio Levy. And of course, we also co-manage Aisel Santos from GMA.
Yes. Oh, I love Aisel. Aisel Santos Zambrano.
Yes. And of course, yung husband niya, si Mark Zambrano rin. Na-endorser na ngayon. Ang daming endorsements ngayon ni Mark.
I think Puma, di ba?
Hindi lang yun, may coffee brand siyang i-endorse. Malalaman nyo na lang in the coming days.
Laging, kasi we're all friends in Facebook. And given a chance, kasi yung mga nakikinig po at nanonood, every time na meron gagawin dito sa States, laging, kasi you got to remember sa production kasi it's easier, it's a very tough thing to put together. So ako personally, when I'm or being told to line produce or tasked to line produce, the first thing I look at, sino yung magiging manager. Kasi pag mahirap kausap yung manager, na ano yan eh, nare-reflect din sa artista. And Carlo, and I'll go on record, is one of the coolest eh. Sabi ko nga kay Ian, Christian was my guest 2 weeks ago. Sabi ko, ang ganda kasi yung teamwork nyo, and I enjoy working with you guys. Walang hassle. Pag merong problema, cool lang, chill, di ba? Chill lang. Pag hindi, walang drama, walang outburst.
Alam mo, Josh, alam mo, Josh, sa buhay na to, na-realize ko, sa tagal na natin sa industriya, we try to put up the best show, the best presentation. We always try to put our best foot forward. But of course, every time we also realize na we have no control of everything that we do, di ba? So what happens kung kunyari things go wrong, di ba? Kagaya ngayon, pandemic, things go. Anong gagawin natin, di ba? Instead of mag-complain ka, so much energy is wasted being so negative and calling out the problems on the air, di ba?
Hoy, so, dapat sinasabi mo yan sa PAMI ah. Dapat di ba member ka ng PAMI? Dapat ganyan.
Yes, I'm a member of PAMI.
Ang framework, ang thought process. Although ganyan naman kami sa most of the people I work with so far to this day, wala naman ako ng major na naging problema. So, nga makikita mo, sabi nga sa akin,
PAMI is very professional, I would say. I've been with the group for how many years, and walang special favor, or nobody is special. Pagka when one does something wrong, it's called out, and they're very fair with the members. At saka solid. We're not a very big group, but I would say na yung PAMI is really it represents the best managers of our industry, I would say.
Okay, yung PAMI po,
very
hindi familiar, PAMI is a professional association or organization of managers.
Talent managers.
Mga business managers talaga. So, yung mga artista na nakikita nyo, whether internationally or domestically, sila po yung nag-handle. Okay, before we continue, si Lloyd Mystica is watching. Hi Lloyd. He's watching from Liliw, Laguna. And then Louis Roa. Hello, Kuya Josh and Sir Carlo Orosa.
Hi.
Louis is watching. I believe he was in
Louis.
New York, but now I think he flew in. I think he's based in Las Vegas. Okay. Hi, Louis.
Hi. Hello, Louis.
Now, another question I have for you, if you see Carlo when he was 20 years old, what advice would you have said to him? Kung si Carlo, if you go back in time and he's only 20 and nakasalubong mo si Carlo of 20 years old, is there anything you would have said or advised or tips that you would say that, I don't know, what if you encounter a 20-year-old Carlo Orosa, what would you have said to him?
I would tell him never to lose hope, never, and just continue what you're doing, and don't be afraid. Siguro yon. Huwag ka matakot. Huwag ka matakot sa future kasi noong mga panahon na yon siguro maraming uncertainties. Siyempre, nung kabataan natin, di ba, hindi natin alam kung ano yung mangyayari sa atin.
Correct.
Nung time kasi na yon, being in show business was not, I mean, okay, artista ka or singer ka, di ba? Pero you never know if you'll really succeed, if you'll really become big, di ba? So, you're just kind of like sailing along. Pero if you don't lose your focus, if you don't lose your, if you don't take away the dreams in your mind of making it, you will go really, really far. And parang sa akin, yun, huwag ka matakot. I would tell him, huwag ka matakot and be kind.
I know.
Be
That's what
kind,
we
be
say.
kind to people who you meet along the way, because you never know that that person na mamimit mo along the way, in the future makakasama mo rin and will be at magra-ride din sa success mo.
That's a good
And
advice.
tutulong din yun sa'yo, from the very I mean, ako ang dami ko ng mga nakilala along the way na they're in higher places now,
Yeah, see?
you know, or siguro, because I was kind to them, because even the fact that I knew them, the fact na I knew them is because I was open enough to get to know them, di ba? And when you get to know these people since way back nung nagsisimula ka, someday malit lang ang industry ng entertainment,
Correct.
di
Yeah, it's a
ba?
small community.
Oh, so you can't have too many enemies, I would say, or alam mo kasi, Josh, ugali dati ng mga artista. Pag pumapasok sila sa dressing room, mga hindi nagpapansinan yan. Nag-aantay sila na una silang lalapitan
Yeah.
para mag-hi o mag-hi o mag-hello, di ba? Ako, I always tell my artist, pag pumasok kayo sa dressing room, sa studio o sa network or sa show, ikaw nang mauna. Mauna ka
Tama.
nang mag-hi, break the ice.
Respeto. Yeah.
Nakita,
Respect begets respect.
oh,
Yeah.
nagkita na kayo eh.
Yeah.
Nagtitigan na kayo, di ba?
Yeah.
Lumapit ka na sa kanya, mag-hi ka na, break the ice.
Especially the seniors. Diba? Yan
Exactly,
lagi kinukomplain ng mga veterans na I interviewed. Lagi sinasabi nila, yung depende rin kasi sa manager, depende rin sa organization they belong to. Yung iba kasi ngayon, hopefully nag-change na yan because of the pandemic, but most of them parang may ere or certain because of the change of
at saka hindi lang I won't say pati sa artista, dapat pati sa mga maliliit na tao.
Yes.
Or yung mga people na hindi mo kilala sa room, na tingin mo nasa production, ganyan.
Yeah.
You just say hi to them, ngitian mo lang sila, huwag kang suplado kasi nung dati kasi parang parang dahil nahihiya ka, parang mas madali yung maging recluse, o maging introvert ka. So, ang dating sa'yo, parang suplado ka pagka hindi mo sila pinansin. Pero pagpasok mo ng room, kamayan mo na o kaya mag-hi ka na, ganyan.
Alam mo, sa mga art talents mo dyan sa stages, isa yung, kasi I'm lagi kong nakaka-work eh. Christian is very like that. He not only to me but to everybody, kahit do sa mga nag-PPA o kaya mga assistant, he will go out of his way. Eh nga, sabi ko magandang reflection yon sa stages because he will make small talk. At ito, hindi yung ginagawa lang. Then he will try to know something about that person.
And you know, Josh, si Christian is an introvert, ha?
Yes! Alam ko.
Hindi siya ganyan noon. I mean,
kasi nung namit siya during the Night of the Champions, nung ABS-CBN pa siya, hindi yan nagkakausap, pero
hindi siya ganun. Kasi na-realize niya na, itong mga taong to, sabi ko sa kanya, it is for a purpose, kaya ka sumikat, and this is to all the artists that I manage. It's not may purpose kaya ka nilagay ni Lord dyan. May purpose kaya ka sumikat, kaya ka nagniningning. Diba? You're supposed to be an example to everybody in the industry. So, you have no choice, actually. You have no choice but to be nice to everyone, to be friendly with everyone, because people see your light. People see you as a star. So, kung meron kang isang hindi mapapansin, ano nang iisipin ng tao na yun sa'yo, di ba?
Correct.
But then again, you can't always be perky about it, di ba? Kasi hindi parating nasa mood ka eh.
Correct.
Diba? Hindi naman parating nasa mood ka. Pero may mga places na kailangan talaga you have to really be very attentive with the people around you. That's just what it is. That's just how you have to be. You have to cope with that. And with siguro with ano yun yung saying na yung responsibility too
Oh,
much to whom much is given,
much is required.
much is required.
Yeah,
Yes.
true. Now,
So,
question: what learnings have you coming from the 80s, passed on to 90s, and to now? Siyempre, being your Carlo, you saw it when yung internet was not even there. Tapos talagang you go your provincial, para makilala. What learnings yung natutunan mo na good or bad na nakita mo na you would like our viewers as listeners to learn from that they could parang i-apply sa buhay nila, whether personally, professionally, at mga relationship. Any learnings you learned from that scenario, from the 80s to the 90s to now? Was there anything parang glaring na dapat ito yung ginagawa, not necessarily for an artist, for a person?
I think in every generation of mga artists from the kunyari mga 80s to 90s to the present, they have to realize that there's always the audience that is the most important. Kasi we're entertainers eh. What are we here for, di ba? But to entertain. It's one thing to think about ourselves for a time, about our craft, about how things we want to be done orderly when we're performing. Pero never ever neglect the audience. And always be sensitive about giving back to them, because that's what it's all about, diba?
Correct.
I mean, kaya tayo nilagay ni Lord dito sa position na to, it's for one thing, and that is to serve the audience, you know. Kasi it cannot be always about us. It always is about the audience. So in every generation, yan ang lagi kong sasabihin.
That's a good advice.
Yeah. Kasi, you know, hindi silang nagbubuhay sa atin eh. 'Di ba? Sila ang nagbibigay sa atin ng reason to move on or to continue what we're doing. Kung walang audience, wala, 'di ba? Mag-iba na tayo ng career, 'di ba? Pero hanggang
kaya ako natatawan, I have two phones. One for yung live, tapos yung mga nagte-text.
Okay.
Nanawa kasi itong question dito, ang gwapo naman niya. What is the state of his heart po? Hindi po physical, ha?
Anong question yan?
Sabi niya, please ask po, ang gwapo po ni Sir Carlo. Ano po, what is the state of his heart right now? And I'm not talking about it physically. Ibig sabihin, malakas yung puso mo.
Well, alam ng lahat, nag-workout ako every day. Nagpo-post pa nga ako ng after-workout photos, di ba? Pero,
I think, Carlo, what this person is referring to, are you single and available?
I am in a very good place. That much I can say. I cannot share everything.
Parang is it say it's complicated?
Meron naman akong other side or other life na I want to keep private. But all I can assure everybody right now is I am in a very happy and content place in my life. And my heart is in a good place. So, nakikita naman, di ba? Nakikita naman na...
Yeah, yun naman importante, di ba? It shows naman from the inside out. What makes you excited for you to wake up in the morning and say, brand new day? Is there anything that excites Carlo at this point of your life?
Are you still
excited about life?
Of course I am. I mean, I think for as long as we wake up every morning after a sleep, the fact that we are able to wake up is in itself a miracle. I think the fact that we're able to survive, that we're all alive at this time since the pandemic happened. Alam naman natin na A lot. This is a serious pandemic we're in. Ang daming taong namamatay. In the US alone, 10,000
Yes.
people died in the US last June. And
Yes.
98% of them are unvaccinated. So I think what this pandemic has taught me, what this life has taught me in this season in my life is just to wake up and breathe the air and see the people I love and connect to people like you and the audience that we have today. I think that in itself is a joy and is a wonderful thing. And siguro, nung bago ng pandemic, hindi ko maiisip itong mga ganito. Alam mo yon?
Okay.
Parang hindi natin malalagay sa isip natin yung mga nangyayaring ganito o yung mga thoughts na ganito. Pero I would say na, you know, every day that I'm able to wake up and breathe the air and do what I need to do for the day is in itself a miracle, and I receive it as a blessing.
Good.
Yun.
Sabi ni CM Mendy, naku, parang pang Miss Universe naman itong tanong. What makes Sir Carlo hindi blush, smile? What makes you smile? Di ba? Di ba Miss Universe, parang what make you blush eh? Ito naman, what can make Sir Carlo smile?
Honestly, when a person tells me that that person loves me.
Wow.
Di ba? Yun na yun.
Cute. Now, continue. What would make him upset and cry?
What would
upsets
make
you?
me... siguro...
Kasi, to be honest po, hindi ko pa ito nakita na galit. Every time nakikita kami sa mga events, may mga
siguro,
aberya, you know that? Pero hindi ko naman nagagalit.
Well, meron din naman ako mga moments na meron din ako mga moments. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Para may interference,
yes, I can hear you very well.
Siguro, ang masasabi ko, the thing that upsets me are yung mga things that I plan that I hope na mangyayari na hindi nangyayari. Alam mo yon, yung plinano mo, hinope mo na mangyari tapos hindi mangyayari. But panandalian lang yon, yung pagiging upset. Siyempre, initial reaction is, ay sayang, ba't hindi nangyari, bakit hindi natuloy, di ba? So may mga ganon, yun yung mga, pero panandalian lang yon. I don't try to let myself stay in that place na buong araw akong miserable. Kasi life is so short. But Josh,
what made you cry?
The last time what made me cry? Oo naman, umiyak din ako. You know what? I cry when I watch touching movies. You know,
okay.
Pagka nanonood ako ng Netflix, pagka nanonood ako ng a very touching story, and siguro something that I can really relate to, I think that's it eh. Once I connect to something that I see, that I can relate to, that makes me cry. That really moves me. It may be, hindi naman kailangang sobrang hagulgulo, pero you know, I guess when you see your life being mirrored by another person or by another story, I guess that's what moves me.
Sabi ni CM yung nagtanong kanina, sabi niya, sayang, taken na pala.
Sorry po.
Oh, CM, sorry he's in a better place, in a happy place.
I'm in a very happy place. Yes. Super.
Okay. Is there anything that you're fearful about? May anong kinakatakutan mo? Is there any fear? And we're not talking about mga snakes and crocodile. Is there any fear? What are you afraid of?
I'm afraid to get old alone, to grow old alone.
Ano nga alone ay meron ka nga in a happy place?
Hindi, sabihin pagka yung masyado ka nang tumanda, di ba? Tapos wala na yung mga mahal mo sa buhay o may mga ibang nauna na, di ba? Yun yung siguro. But I guess yung mga good memories yun yung dapat mong dala-dala habang tumatanda ka. And I think for as long as you're journeying into this life, habang tumatanda ka, you have to be surrounded with the people who really matter to you the
True.
most.
Yeah.
Parang,
Totoo yan.
nadaanan ko na yung nadaanan ko na rin yung chasing after the dream or the success, di ba? Parang, I think every person that I know, lalo na in this industry, at one point na reach na nila yung dream nila. So parang what's next? Parang I'm already 55. I'm already in this phase in my life where I'm realizing now what really matters pala talaga is being surrounded with people that you love, that you care for, that you're receiving the love from the people that matters.
Kita mo sabi nung isang nag-comment, lagi niya sinasabi na 55 siya. Kasi good looking pa siya at 55.
Oy, hindi naman. I think mas...
That's what I like. I don't like doing this show kasi yung mga interaction ng mga sa kabila, yung sa ano,
may
hindi
mga comments
sa
talaga
main Yung mga side comment, hindi doon sa main chat, pero dito sa mga side comment.
Sino ba mga nagtatanong na yan?
Eto pa si CM Mendy. CM Mendy, kilala ko to eh. Si CM Mendy lives in Quezon City. Eto, sa main view na niya ta. Willing akong maging caregiver mo, Sir Carlo. Ay, nako, CF.
Malakas pa po ako, pero salamat po sa offer. Pag someday po nangailangan ako, Josh, paki-saving number
si
niya.
CM Mendy. Pag umuwi ako, pakilala kita. Good, nice person. Hello to Monica Buendia at saka Roy
Hi,
Nick
Monica.
Hernandez. They're watching from Project 7.
Hello.
Carlo, at this stage, I didn't even know you're 55. Kasi doon sa mga research ko, wala naman nakag-age. I look, pati nga wiki, pinatulan ko na eh. Wala, other than it says Carlo Orosa. Walang nakalagay na age. So sige, walang age. At least you said you're 55. You know, people looking like you na wala pang
Wait a minute.
Wala pang
1965 ako 65, 75, 85, 95, 2000, 55 or 56.
Oo, kailan? When? What month?
Feb. 15.
Tapos na. 15? Oh, okay. Buti hindi ka ginawang Valentino.
Oo.
Carlo is Carlo ba o Carlos?
Carlo.
C-A-R-L.
Yes, Carlo.
Okay. Now,
ako lang sa magkakapatid ang walang second name. My brother was Gary John. My other sister is Christine Frances, and my other sister is April Ann. Ako lang ang Carlo kasi Carlo is already a Christian name.
Tapos ilan kayo magkakapatid, Carlo? On a more personal.
Apat kami. 2 boys.
And you are number what?
Number 2.
Oh,
second
so
boy, girl.
Kasi there's four of you eh.
Yes.
Now,
yes.
Saan where are you originally from? What may province ba?
My province, my parents' province is in Batangas, Bawan, Batangas.
Okay. Tagalog talaga.
We are in the same line of Maria Y. Orosa, the nutritionist.
Yes.
So she's also a hero. During the Second World War.
Right.
Yeah. So she is also from that line ng family ng lolo ko from the father's side.
Wow.
Yes.
Now, at this stage, Carlo, meron ka pa bang gustong ma-accomplish? Are there still dreams that you said, okay, kasi normally, di ba, majority of us who have every year or every quarter or every 3 years, meron tayo, gusto ko, ganito gagawin ko. Now that you are in your state right now, are there still dreams? And I did it simply because baka marami. Meron ka pa bang nasa bucket list mo na gusto mo pang ma-accomplish in the next, say, 5 years?
Alam mo, Josh, parang I've come to realize na yung pagtutulong ko sa mga artist, and I've said this, I think, a few times before, lahat ng mga success ng mga artist ko na natulungan ko sa kanila, parang dala-dala ko rin yon
Yes.
So, parang my heart is so full in terms of yung whatever yung mga success na hindi ko naabot as a performer, as Carlo Orosa, the artist, parang na-relieve ko na siya sa mga artist ko. Parang kung ano yung success na natamasa nila, the diamond records, the
Yes.
awards, and
Platinum, yeah.
parang I've shared with those moments because I was part of that. So when you think about it, I may not have reached the same success as my other artists, pero them having reached that and I was a part of it, it's already parang it has satisfied my soul and my heart.
Wow, that's nice. Happy viewing kay Emma Consul watching. Hello, Carlo.
Hi, Emma.
Emma is watching from Carson, California.
Hi,
Alam
hi
ko na
everybody.
nakapanood to nung show, mga shows, nakanood to ng mga shows dito. Ang question ni ng isa na nagsabi wag nang mention yung name niya. Okay. Ang tanong niya, now that you said that you're parang accomplished na yung accomplishment mo, how do you want to be, well, bago yun last question ko. Question ko yun eh. Other people would say something about you. If you are asked, what do you think other people say about Carlo? 3 things that they would mention. Like if they say, kaibigan mo or associate, how would they describe Carlo Orosa?
Siguro number one, that they were entertained because or they were inspired with whatever message or whatever things that I've done in the business. 2 is na I was able to help them in their journey, in their career. Siguro as a talent manager, I would like to be remembered that way. Na for some reason, I was a part of their success. And siguro the third, I guess yun lang, yung napasaya ko sila, nabigyan ko sila ng konting part of myself na na-inspire sila or it made them a better person. Siguro yun yung parang pinaka gusto kong maalala nila about me. Yun.
Okay. Now, ito from a producer in Florida and Texas. Sino po, I'll just say it in Tagalog. Sino raw ang dapat kausapin if they want to get you? Not yung artista mo, ikaw.
Eh di syempre si Jush.
Ganun ba yun? Seryoso,
No, I mean,
hindi. Seriously, would you want that? Kasi parang,
I
kasi itong taong na to kasi called me earlier ng kaninang afternoon nung nakita nga yung mga posters na ikaw yung guest. So sabi niya, pwede bang kunin? Sabi ko, akala ko artist ng stages. Sabi niya, no, si Carlo. Kasi what they're thinking of, and hopefully hindi magaya, what they're thinking of is to do the artists from the 80s and the 90s. Male muna. And you're one of them. So, sabi ko, sige, I'll ask. Ayan, pinaalala. Please reminding you my question to you this afternoon. O yun.
Sure. I mean, saan ba lugar yan? Is that in the US? Is that in the US?
Florida and Texas.
Just to let everybody know, I am a US resident. And but I work, I go US, Philippines, and every part of the world because of my work as a talent manager. But I'm able to work in the US, and if there are offers to work in the US,
so you're open to be a performer, not necessarily a talent manager. So
yes, of course. Yes.
I think you would like the lineup eh. Hindi ko pwede sabihin kasi nga i-guess pa natin.
Okay.
Pero maganda yung lineup. These are your contemporaries. Male.
Sure.
And so far, your name came into the picture. Sabi niya, si Carlo gusto namin ilagay. Plus 4 other male artists.
Sure.
80s and 90s. So hindi kila Christian. No. Yung time, sabi ko, sige, ayusin natin yan. So sabi ko, sige, I'll ask Carlo during the thing. And you mentioned, you asked na, you said na kanina how you want to be remembered. That's my question. Now, ibahin ko ng konti. Little morbid. When the time comes that you have to see the creator, Ay, alam ko, matagal pa yan. What do you want to be placed on your tombstone?
Morbid nga yun, ano? Hindi
Yeah.
ko alam. In my tombstone? Anong gusto
Yeah.
ko ilalagay?
Yeah. O at least makita
Ah.
mo yun na nakalagay.
Siguro yung pangalan ko.
Aside
Yung
from that
pangalan
and
ko.
your date of birth. Di ba
Date of
normally
birth.
naglalagay sila ng something there?
Siguro, entertainer. I don't know, entertainer, friend. I've never really sorry. I'm lost for words because I don't really think about those things. I don't think about death too much.
Oh, good. Okay, now
But yeah.
hello to Adele Ordinario watching from Chicago. Hi Adele. Okay.
Hi Adele. Hello.
Okay, now, meron tayong fast talk. May mga fast talk din kami, especially prepared for you.
Okay.
Whatever first come to mind,
Sige.
Sneakers, leather shoes. First that come to mind.
Sneakers.
Hair wax, hair gel.
Hair wax.
Boxers or brief.
Brief.
Tahimik, madaldal.
Madaldal.
Call or text.
Text.
Maganda, matalino.
Matalino.
Yakap o halik. Hug or kiss.
Mas masarap ang halik eh.
Okay.
Mas masarap ang halik, guys. Maniwala
Okay.
kayo.
Fishball or kikiam.
Fishball.
Sisig, crispy pata.
Ako, pareho eh. Pero
Pareho.
siguro, crispy pata.
Scrambled egg, sunny side up.
Sunny side up with malutong sa side.
Wheat bread, white bread.
Wheat bread.
Kasi
Wheat
tinagay
bread
dito
always.
tasty eh. Sabi ko, alam pa rin tasty. Kare-kare.
Tasty is a local bread na
Oh,
maputi.
I just assume it's white bread.
Ah.
Coffee or iced tea?
Coffee. Always coffee.
Eto na. Jollibee or McDonald's?
Ako. Pareho kong kliyente. Paano ba? Burger machine na lang.
Oh, sige. Starbucks coffee, Tim Hortons coffee bean.
Oh, I love Tim Hortons.
Well,
Sorry to sorry sa
alam mo,
mga
it's not
fans
available
ng
in the
Starbucks.
US. Isn't it sad?
No, it
Walang
is.
Tim
Isn't it?
Hortons. Nope. You have to buy it from Canada. I buy mine from the Philippines.
I always go for double-double.
Really?
Tim Horton double-double.
O,
Yeah.
alam niyo na. Horror movies or suspense thriller?
Suspense thriller.
Okay, sleeping. Ano itong working? Sleeping or pasyal?
Pasyal.
Okay.
Pasyalo.
Song covers or original?
I would go for originals.
Liar or cheater?
Ang hirap naman nun, liar or cheater. Liar na lang? Ang liar kasi pwedeng white lie, pwedeng mag-lie ka for to protect a person, pero yung cheater iba yun eh. Ang cheater talaga deliberate yun eh.
I know, di ba?
Diba?
Pero
A liar, you can lie about something to protect another person to get hurt or di ba? Pero the intention can be to protect another person's well-being. Pero yung cheater iba yun. May intention to deceive.
si Connie Asuncion is watching from Quezon City. So
Hi,
Cesar
Connie.
Ong is watching as well. Hello.
Hi, Cesar.
Okay. Tapos, ang tanong pa, since we have that, yung iba hindi ko tanong kasi it's about personality eh. Lalo sa politika, I don't do that. I won't put you on the spot, especially now with what is happening in the country. Among the countries that you have visited, whether you are a talent manager or the company, ano yung paborito mo and you don't mind going back there?
I would
Ano muna?
say
International first. Is there any particular
okay.
country? Why?
Yes. Rome, Italy.
Pareho tayo.
Be-
Why?
because of its history, because I'm very fascinated with the old world,
Yeah.
the ancient world, and I think that is the country that has most of it preserved.
I know, di ba? Ang
Yeah,
ganda.
yeah,
Parang
yeah.
when you walk in their streets, parang kasama mo
Yeah.
si Socrates at saka si
You know,
Plato. Iba, di
yeah,
ba?
alam mo, actually, everywhere I go, parang I'm always drawn to going to museums,
Yeah.
knowing about the culture and history. Kasi, parang as a human being, alam mo na somehow dun tayo lahat nagmula, di ba? Parang I'm very fascinated about knowing those things. That's
So those
that's
are
the thing I love
international.
about her.
Paano naman
Yes.
country local?
You know what? I just like going to the beach, like
Yeah.
going to Boracay or Palawan, and I just like going to the beach.
So
Near
you're
the
more
sea.
of a water person than
Yes,
water
yes.
than land.
Ayoko yung mga umaakit sa bundok, ayoko masyado yun. Gusto ko lang beach, white sand beach, food, and sun, and internet.
Hindi, dapat beach na may internet.
Tama, kailangan ng internet para at least connected ka pa rin sa
At may
trabaho.
aircon
kahit
sa
pa
gabi. Kailangan may aircon
Tama,
sa gabi.
oo. Hindi
Teka,
yung
sa mga songs na na-record mo, is there any particular song that you like?
Very memorable sa akin yung first single ko, yung Wala Nang Ang Iba. It was written by Aaron Paul.
Yes.
That was written in the 80s, I'm sure, because I recorded it 1990 na under Octo Arts.
Oh, yan, sinabi na agad dito, sample. Oh, mamaya na muna yung sample, may tatlo po akong tanong. Bago ipuput natin sa on the spot si Carlo. Meron ka bang artist na gustong makaduet? Ang dami mo na, naka-work mo na si Leia, naka-work mo na, daming artist. Meron ka bang local muna, na parang ito yung dream artist mo na gusto mo makaduet?
Siguro yung mga artists ko ngayon. Kasi yung mga kasi
Christian, di pa man nakaduet si Christian?
Nakaduet ko na si Christian. Siguro si Morissette. Hindi ko pa nakakaduet si Morissette.
Iba rin si Mori, di ba?
Oo.
Iba yun.
So that would really be a treat. Kasi, everybody else nakaduet ko na. Tama ka, sina Lea, sina Gary, sina Sharon, lahat na. Pero yung mga bagong artists ngayon, sila yung parang, that would be very interesting to collab with them, given a chance.
Now, how about internationally? International artists.
Internationally?
Isa lang.
Oh,
it could be a boy
God.
and a girl.
I don't know. Siguro Celine Dion?
Paborito mo si Celine sa babae. Sa lalaki?
Sa lalaki, sino ba to? Well, I love Earth, Wind and Fire.
Okay.
Yes, I love Earth, Wind and Fire. So siguro yon. I'd love to do
parang old soul ang dating.
Philip Bailey.
Kasi parang, di ba, yung knowing Rome, bihira yung nakakagusto sa Rome na because of the antiquity. So baka old soul ka rin.
Yeah. Or Sam Smith. Sam Smith. Yeah, I love Sam Smith. I would love to do a song with Sam Smith.
Okay, on the songs that you are comfortable with, anong genre ang pinaka-paborito mo?
Soul. I like soul music. A little jazz, maybe. Mm-hmm. Yeah, old jazz, old traditional jazz. Yeah, yun yung mga... Kasi yun yung... When I started in the business, yun yung mga... That's what I was exposed to.
Yeah.
Songs of Earth, Wind and Fire, Diane Reeves, ang dami. Pero yun, hindi ako masyadong sa pop, more on jazz talaga.
Just to let you know, hindi ko pa nasabi, actor din kasi si Carlo. Meron siyang pelikula na hanggang ngayon napapanood pa. If you Google
ano
it.
Yun?
Chinoy. Mano po 7.
Yeah.
Diba?
Oh my God. Under Regal Films.
Under Regal.
Yeah. But prior to that, I did a short cameo for a film that Christian starred in Indonesia.
Okay.
It's called Simfoni Luar Biasa. It's It's ano nga ba? Ano ba yun sa English? A symphony, a perfect symphony, something like that. And it was in Indonesia. It was shot and filmed in Indonesia. Yeah.
So pa hindi
And
ka na nag-accept ng mga teleseries?
The last teleserye I did was with Jasmine Curtis for TV5. It's called Jasmine, the series. It's parang thriller. Yeah, I played Jasmine Curtis talent manager. That was with Robin Padilla.
Wow, para namang stretch yung role.
Yeah. I was there from the
Kasi,
first episode to the last episode.
From the beginning.
Hindi ako namatay.
Well, you never know.
Hindi ako pinatay sa series. Yeah. And now, then I did also a what else did I do? I did a short film. Yeah. Parang LGBT, it's called Double Bind.
It's not a BL series. It's not a BL series.
Wala pang BL series noon. Siguro this was in the 2009, siguro 2008. I played a closeted Chinese gay
is
married.
It available
I was
on
married
YouTube? Nasa YouTube ba yan? Wala.
Hindi ko i-upload. Hindi ko pwede i-upload.
Is it too risque like what Ricky Dabao did in one of the movies? So it's safe. Kasi kung
it wasn't as graphic as that. Pero
so parang siguro, remember Mario O'Hara, yung old film, Modelong Gunto of Lino Broca. Siguro parang gano'n. Now,
it was actually a student film that I did. Yeah.
So, open ka rin sa mga indie films?
Oh, yeah.
Kasi may nanonood
I've done a few.
Kasi nga parang, they're asking kung nandito ka, you could do films as well. Sabi niya, yeah, he's open. He's open. Just let me know. I'll give you the contact number with his permission.
Sure. No
Para
problem.
kayo na mag-deal. Okay? Now, where can they find you now? Follow you? What are the social media corridors that you have right now? Can you share that with us?
I'm on
Kasi
Facebook.
chinek ka raw nila itong isa, sabi na chinek po namin sa Facebook, ang daming Carlo Orosa din.
It's Carlo Arreglado Orosa. Full. Arreglado spelled with the double R. And then in Instagram, it's Carlo Orosa, at Carlo Orosa. On Twitter, it's at Carlo Orosa.
Okay.
YouTube, and I'm also in although if you Google my name in YouTube, you'll see a lot of what I've done in the 80s and the 90s. Yeah. Wala akong YouTube. Songs, yes. I don't have a YouTube channel, but I also am in TikTok, and I'm in Kumu.
Talaga? What's your handle? Handle mo sa TikTok? Alam yan ah.
Carlo Orosa. Meron ako mga
short. Very active on TikTok.
Not so active. I mean,
hindi ka nagkukumo.
Hindi ako masyadong nagkukumo eh. Kasi nung bago pa lang ang kumo, so busy. Kasi for you to do kumo, kailangan araw-arawin mo yun eh. You have to sustain it eh. So I just don't have the time. Sessions. Yeah. I'll try to go to the sessions that you mentioned. Ano ba yung link nun? Send mo sa akin para I can check it out.
I'll send you. Actually, maganda siya kasi talagang as much that I like Kumu kasi minsan questionable yung mga singers eh. So masakit yung tenga kuminsan eh. Ito, ang gagaling. Yung iba hindi, I mean, I'm discovering some new artists. As a matter of fact, kanina lang, meron akong, I don't know this person, pero grabe. So nagbaksak ako ng kung ano-ano. Okay. Before I would ask you to sing a song for us as a parting gift to our listeners and viewers, any message you have for our audience and for our listeners?
Kakanta talaga ako? Wala akong, not prepared.
Chorus lang.
Okay.
Chorus lang.
Okay. Okay. Iisipin ko pa yan kung anong you put me on the spot ha.
I know.
Yeah.
Dapat nga, alam mo ba on the spot?
Oo nga. So I guess the message I'd like to share with lahat ng mga nanonood sa'yo is sana now that we have the means to connect with people, na magkaroon tayo ng mas oras to really connect with each other and to to share whatever we can share because life is short, di ba? Na-realize natin na sa dami ng mga namatay, sa dami ng mga nagkasakit, na peligrong buhay, na wala ng trabaho, I guess we need each other more so now more than ever. So let's be more sensitive to others. Mag-ingat tayo sa mga comments natin, sa mga pinopost natin, di ba? Be careful with what you post out there, what you say out there, and always share something that will bring life and bring hope to every person that is out there. You never know, di ba? Baka a simple sentence can spark hope to someone who's thinking of, thinking hopelessness, di ba?
True.
So,
especially now.
Yeah. So that is what this world needs talaga. Love, sweet love.
Sabi ni si Mendy, guwapo talaga si Sir Carlo. Please tell him if he changed his mind, nandito lang ako.
Sino ba yan? Padala nga ng picture.
Si Mendy, ano ba? Okay, he's in a happy place. Okay, leave it at that. O sayang daw, sayang. In big capital SAYANG.
Sayang.
But Carlo, thank you for guesting. Ang bilis ng oras. Biro mo.
Ang bilis ng oras? Yun na ba yun?
Ang bilis. Almost 1.5 na. 1 and 24 minutes na. Ang bilis. And sabi nila, part 2 po. Part 2. One of these days, pag hindi na siya busy, ipa-part 2 po yan siguro before the holiday.
Sure.
And maybe ibang location man. Maybe at a certain restaurant. Doon kami magla-live.
Maraming salamat, Josh, sa pag-imbita mo. At sa mga lahat na nanonood ngayon, oh my God. Siguro
at manonood pa ng replay.
Oo nga. Iba siguro sa inyo, mga na-meet ko na at some time in your life when I was still active in performing or when I was with my artist. So I wish you all well and I hope that you are in a place where you are surrounded with people you love because at the end of the day, that's really what matters, di ba?
Correct. Especially, it's an eye-opener. Thank you, Carlo.
You're welcome.
Is it possible to give us a on-the-spot song? Kahit chorus lang.
Oh my God. Sige, chorus lang. Sige. Sige ito. Of all the things I'd ever done, finding you would prove to be the most important one. You have taught me how to feel what is false and what is real. Of all the things I'd ever wanna do, I think I'll start and end with loving you. That's it.
Grabe, sabi nila, ang galing pa rin, walang kakupas-kupas.
Salamat,
you should daw do more. Huwag kayong mag-alala, i-guess din natin si Carlo and this time, kasi I just want to know more about Carlo and a lot of people had asked about Carlo and his whereabouts. So I intentionally did it so para malaman natin yung whereabouts si Carlo, kasi akala nila nag-retire ka na sa singing. Tapos nakikita ka nila pasupot-supot. Any projects na ginagawa mo recently o gagawin na they should watch out for you?
Siguro promote ko na lang yung Pinoy playlist ng isang ino-organize ng grupo ng artist ko ng The Company kasi very important itong the OPM playlist. It's a gathering of all Filipino musicians and artists. I guess this year they're gonna put it online. So sana supportahan niyo po kasi ang dami magagaling na acts, mga new and old and upcoming na makikita ninyo. And it's a celebration of original Filipino music. And it's a reflection of our culture, of us being Filipinos. And we are proud, of course, dahil sobrang nakikilala na ang Pilipino. I mean, matagal na, no? Pero tuloy-tuloy pa rin na nakikilala ang mga Pilipino sa kanyang talento sa pagkanta, sa paglikha ng music around the world. And so we're all very excited for the third year of the OPM Pinoy playlist. So abangan niyo po 'yan. At sa lahat po ng mga tumatangkilik sa mga stages artists, abangan niyo po kami kasi ang dami nang tumatawag sa amin ngayon na gusto nila mag-produce ng mga shows.
Little Mermaid.
At saka mga concerts. Of course, yes, sa trumpets. Once na nagluwag na, once na safe na ulit, babalik ang trumpets at i-revive na naman niya ang Joseph the Dreamer. So,
great. Sabi
abangan
ni
ninyo po yun.
Ang secret ni Carlo, secret daw. Ang secret ni Carlo ay laging nakangiti. We all support you, more power to you. Sabi ni Rating, no?
Oh, thank you, cousin. He's my cousin sa Sacramento.
And sa Sacramento. And hopefully, when we do shows next time, hopefully. San Francisco, Sacramento leg. Especially now, with the pandemic and all, people are excited for artists, regardless of affiliation or network.
Kapusok,
kapatid, kaibigan,
kaibigan,
lahat. Wherever they are in the world, we're all Filipinos abroad, especially in this day and age. Yung kulay po, even in politics, just be kind. Ang word ko po, firstly, thank you talaga, Carlo. It was a eye opener on some of the things that I personally learned about you. Tapos yung mga in-impart mong knowledge, especially do not be afraid. I like that. Because I know a lot of people and I'll use that as well. Pero pareho tayo, laging I close my show saying, be kind. It is always hard to be kind, but be kind. You can never go wrong with kindness.
You can never go wrong with being kind because and that's the thing that we should infect other people with. Hindi yung virus. Kindness is
true.
Kindness can kill a virus. Believe me, it can. Diba? It can eradicate death and fear. Kindness is...
Ito, pahabol lang. Please po pakitanong. Sayang, bakit po, dati po kayong head national director ng YCOPA. I think that's... Olympic Performing Arts. And you produced 3 champions.
Yes.
Sana po, you could go back.
Well,
napagod ka ba?
Actually, you said the word, napagod ako kasi 3 years akong nagfa-fundraise para sa mga bagong artists and successfully, that was, I would say, one of the most successful times in my career na nakapagdala ko ng mga Pinoy artists sa Hollywood and nakita ng mga judges ng Amerikano, nakita ng world stage na talagang magagaling mga Pilipino. And 3 beses tayong nag-grand champion.
Yes.
At the time when I was
under your leadership.
Yes. So I'm so blessed. Pero yun lang, nakakapagod lang and siguro nagsabay-sabay din yung mga duties ko as talent manager and other duties as a head of a theater company nga sa trumpet. So it ate up a lot of my time. Pero ngayon ang WCOPA National Director is
si Jerry Mercado.
Yeah, Jerry and Annie. Yeah, Mercado. Yung managers ni Jed Madela.
Yes.
And they're doing a great job. Actually, mas marami pa silang na-recruit kesa sa akin ng mga panahon na yun.
Kasi parang na ngayon after Jed, di ba, nag-take off siya.
Yes. So hats off ako sa mga Mercados because they're doing a great job. So who knows? At least yung 3 years na napuno ko during that time, marami naman naging success.
No, we
were able to bring...
Those were stepping stones for what they are today.
Yes.
Yun nga lang, wala ngayon because of the pandemic.
With
that said, again, dun po sa mga nanood today at yung manonood, happy day po. Globally, again, thank you, Carlo. Tomorrow po, ang show namin, Dear Kuya Josh, Ate Jen, ang episode topic namin is Asawa Mo, Asawa Ko, Bawal. Yun po ang title. Asawa Mo, Asawa Ko, Bawal.
Nako,
Question mark.
manunod ako.
It's tomorrow po at 1 o'clock. It is such a very, very nice letter that was sent to me, and I'll read it. And you need to watch kasi I need help on the advice. It's a very complicated case. And
Forum ba yan? Forum,
oo. Ganda. Sige, try mo kung makawatch ka. So again, sa lahat po na nanonood, for those people who watch Alam Mo Ba with Jush Andowitt, our special guest is the one and only Carlo Orosa. Carlo, thank you. I'll see you in Manila.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you to all the viewers.
Happy weekend. I'll see you around. Bye-bye.
Bye.
One of these days. Bye-bye. Thank you, Johan.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.